Many people say that music is a universal language. If that's the case, I would like to use music as a platform to talk about health. My name is Dr. Moshe Lewis, and I'm a full-time practicing physician who loves music and the way it affects our brains, our bodies, and our well-being. I would like to invite you to tune in where we interview musical artists about health matters that are important to them. But the truth is, we'll be discussing topics that affect all of us. From mental health to body image, cancer screening to stroke, our health is truly our greatest asset. So the goal is to open the dialogue on health to embrace topics that we don't always like to talk about in a way that's raw, candid, and lit. Hopefully these discussions will improve the health of our community. After all, your health matters to me, and if I can make it sound more beautiful, then that's something we should all listen to.
Music and medicine, when you hear those words, how do they speak to your heart?
Music and medicine, music is medicine. You feel me?
Welcome to Music and Medicine. I'm your host, Dr. Moshe Lewis. Delighted and ecstatic to be joined by Miki Howard. Your reputation and your music, Love Under New Management, Baby Be Mine, just speaks to our heart and soul. So many great music, so much great songs. It really forms sort of the fabric of a lot of our existence, just in terms of just the heart and soul you put into it. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
Yes. And I just, you know what, love the fingernails. I have to talk some
Yes,
girl talk
please.
first. Love the blue.
Yes.
I've always wanted to change up and put a little something different. I just never had the courage. And I always love your lips.
Thank
You know, you have the lips that a lot of people want and pay for, honey. And you just look wonderful, I must say that.
Thank you
do
very
look
much. You
good.
do too.
Thank you. And we're so proud and glad to have you here today.
Thank
We're going to
you.
have a good time. So hold on to your hat.
Work
Literally.
it. Work it. Talk to us about how you got interested in music. Like, what really spoke to your heart that made you know this is what I have to do?
Well, actually, I come from a long line of musicians and singers. My family is either musicians or nurses. All the way from my great-grandfather, who was a vaudevillian. And my mom, a singer, gospel singer in a group called the Caravans, and certainly an artist on her own right. But she passed away so very young at about 42 years old. And my father, Clay Graham, who sang in a group called the Pilgrim Jubilees. And it was a group of brothers, 13 of them, and everybody sang.
They were real brothers?
Real
13
brothers.
Brothers in a singing group.
Yeah.
Wow.
They all sang in a group.
Yes.
What was it?
The Pilgrim Jubilees.
Oh, wow. If we look them up, can we find
Oh my
information?
God, yeah, they're part of the fabric of gospel music.
Okay,
For
they've
sure.
been the gospel more. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm definitely going to look them up. That is amazing. How wonderful. I guess it was fun and probably good to them. And then on the other hand, working with your siblings and traveling around and doing things.
Oh, they were really a tight group. My father and his older brother were the two youngest that were the last two left. My Uncle Cleve is still alive. He's 96 years old.
Oh.
And he's kicking. He says he's going to be here till 100. And he's really, really good. They were a group that lots of people wanted to be like Elvis and people like that. The movie Chess Records, or Cadillac Records, about chess. My parents were always heavily involved in those records that came out of there. And sometimes they didn't want to say that, put their names, because they were saying gospel. And they were worse than any rock and roll group I've ever seen. They had a bunch of fun. But I was really inspired by my parents, and I was just around music all the time.
Good roots. That's
Yeah.
what it is, and hearing all of that going on. I can imagine. I found out something kind of interesting about you and maybe helped shape a little bit of your career, that you were singing in pageants, beauty pageants.
Oh, yeah. I was always the entertainment, though. I was never allowed to be in the pageant.
Oh, okay. So you weren't actually in the pageant, you sang at the pageant,
At the
not in the
pageant.
pageant.
Yeah.
Okay, because I'm a product
Pageant girl.
from pageants and everything, and which is not a bad thing, and it
No,
opens
I love pageantry.
Yeah, opens a lot of doors for a lot of young ladies to do things like that, to get out there and be heard and seen where otherwise you wouldn't be. But to be involved, and that was good that you did it to any level. And I'm sure those young ladies probably admired you, and you set a good precedence for what a singer could be like in performing, and a lot of them probably just were highly in admiration of Miss Miki Howard, honey.
I wish.
No, they were, trust me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm good at flattery, huh? But it's true. But it's good. And you're wonderful like that, and I'm excited that you're here. We met many years ago, and just when I found out you were coming I was excited to see you again.
Well, thank you. It's good to see you.
Thank
It really is. You've done a wonderful job. Everybody knows you.
Oh,
Oh,
thank you.
yes.
Yeah, I've been very fortunate and blessed. So,
Yes.
it's good to be out here and above ground and healthy and happy and all the 9 yards, like they say.
Right.
Moshe.
Absolutely. Speaking about admiration, we thought maybe just in case there are a couple of kids that are listening, we would just take a little listen to just a couple of your songs. So, DJ, where you at?
DJ's on it.
I've been watching you for so long now, babe. In my heart, I'm feeling so strong. Oh, you belong to me. Whenever you need someone to turn to,
Yes.
ooh, babe, there'll always be a place in my heart for you. I wanna tell you, babe, the changes I'm going through. Listen, you, till you come back to me. That's what I'm gonna do. Nothing in the world will ever take your love. You never really got to know me. I should have said it at the time. We only gave you a token of my love.
Yes. Yes, sir. That's right. Woo. Ooh, buddy. Yes. Woo, Lord. Now, who wrote and thought about I Need Love Under New Management, which is putting it in a different way that we know, get rid of that old stuff and bring in the new. I love how you put that.
It was written by Nanette and Galvo Hardiman. They're artists from Philadelphia. It was a great song. I was really, really privileged to get this song from Nick Martinelli, who's the producer. He also produced Baby Be Mine.
But Love Under New Management, a lot of women. You woke up, you did a good thing doing that song. A lot of women woke up from some very not so good relationships.
Yeah.
And they listened to that song and they realized that they need to change something in their lives, and it would be up to them to change it if they're not happy in that relationship. Because even women like abusive relationships
Yes.
and different things like that. I mean, you know, you can really read into this song, and it did have a lot of meaning in that song and changed a lot of women's lives in a very positive manner, and I applaud you for that.
That's wonderful. That was good.
Seriously.
I've always been of the opinion if you're not happy, to get yourself happy, move on. And it's not easy all the time. It's not easy, you know, with your feelings on one thing. And then sometimes women are being abused, don't know how to leave, and you know, it's, you know, now you can make a plan and call 1-800, help somebody, you know. But yeah, it's very difficult.
It is difficult.
So to have a song that encourages someone to find their self-happiness and self-love, it's like, wow, that's what I'm here for.
You did it.
That's like, wow.
Yes, you did. You did. It's very good.
Absolutely. I know you've had many influences and inspirations, including Billie Holiday. Who are some of the other artists that sort of inspired you?
Certainly Abby Lincoln, who also was sort of a civil rights leader as well. Nina Simone, I can remember the Nina Simone album cover, because she looked like my sister. And I used to always tell my sister, you look like her. And I said, Mom, play the record. Well, Mommy, play the record. You know, this one. Nina Simone and Abby Lincoln truly were you know, in my heart. I thought I'd be like them. Naturally, Aretha Franklin, because my roots were entwined with hers. You know, our families were from Memphis, Tennessee, and Mississippi to start, you know, and then they moved up to Detroit and Chicago. And the group of people that my parents came from all came from the same place, you know, like the David Ruffin, and, you know, and they all knew each other because, you know, they were in gospel groups originally. Like the Ruffins were in the Soul Stirrers, and Sam Cooke was in the Soul Stirrers, and Lou Rawls was also in the Soul Stirrers. And these all were, people were friends. We all, you know, grew up with what you all can say are amazing artists that are in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and things like that were people that came by our house. So we only had each other. I was a very small child, you know. I remember Ruth Brown and Laverne Baker, you know, hanging out. And when Laverne Baker saw me at Atlantic Records anniversary, because, you know, they came and they brought everybody together. And she remembered that I was Michelle, the little girl, you know, over my Albertina Walker, who was, you know, Aunt Albertina. Right. She's like, there's Michelle. Come here, baby. I was like, oh my God. I remember me, you know. But it's astounding to me now.
Destined for clandestine, destined to be in.
No,
you're surrounded by greatness.
Groomed.
Yeah, right. The same. I mean,
Excuse me.
But to be involved in all these people you're mentioning that had gone on to greater fame, even at that point in time where nobody knew, like a lot of who was going to be the famous Temptation, this person, that person, from your era.
I remember when the Temptations record came out and it was a hit. Now everyone in the house was jumping up and down, and we were so excited because they knew these people. Right. You know, it's different. It was like they're coming out, and we watched Ed Sullivan, and we were so excited. You remember?
Yes.
Like, you know, when Diana Ross and the Supremes were coming on, we had to have dinner early or whatever. We're going to be in front of that TV.
That's right. You were groomed. That is the correct word now that I think about it. Being around all that greatness.
It's wonderful. I'm supposed to be doing what I'm doing.
Absolutely.
And that's one of the things that I find disturbing now in terms of show business. People always ask me, how do you feel about the young people? Are they this or that? I'm like, man, everybody should be able to do their thing. No one should be suppressed. That's right. And I think it's been salted down because of the money. Right. You know, like so many people are like, well, they're getting the money and you don't even know what they do. Right. I'm really incensed at DJs and people like, I like DJs, do your thing, but how the hell is DJ Khaled flying around in airplanes? He don't sing nothing. Right. He don't play nothing. My God. And then everybody's mad at Puffy. Why are you mad at Puffy? He don't play nothing. He don't sing nothing. Right. You know what I'm saying? And why are they the ones that's paid and the artists are home and broke, crying, and you did this to me, and you raped me. Excuse me, you can't say the R word.
Allegedly. We're supposed to say
allegedly did this. And
right.
Well, they did all of those things to all of us.
I know. Isn't it amazing?
You know, and people say, oh, the 16-year-old. I was 16 years old. You can look at the records. You can go back and check my record. At 16, 17, 18, all these sorts of things were happening. And people were attacking me, and they stopped because I fight back.
Yeah,
I would hit people with anything.
There you go. That's right. Social media.
My mother told me. She taught me. Yeah. You know, they would have long talks with me about the casting couch, and you're not going to get anywhere anyway because they know you're going to think, yeah, I'm going to give you the cookies, right? And then you're going to get, you're not. They're going to have total control of you.
Right, I know about that casting couch. Yeah. In the era. Now, I didn't say I did it. I don't say I got that part like that. No. My leading role as Vashti perfume. I don't know. You didn't hear that from me. No, you didn't. No.
But, I mean, I'm not saying it didn't work, but it doesn't work long.
Yes, it doesn't work long. And, you know, now with social media out and everything, things that are happening now have happened previously in a different manner to other people and artists and things going on in the world, but now everybody knows about it. Not everybody
No, when you're not secure in your gift.
Yes, that's right.
You may feel that you need to service somebody,
Right.
because you're not secure in your gift.
And who
That's
you are.
right.
When you know this is what you're supposed to do, and you can stand toe to toe with anybody doing it, and you can learn from other people. This is what you're supposed to do. You're not robbing
Right.
this industry. You're not gonna let somebody take advantage of you like that unless you want it to happen. Maybe a one person that you just like the person so much, you just, I like it, but it's not gonna be no. We all,
Yeah, I know.
I'm
It's-
too talented for that.
And it's like it's amazing some of the people that stay around in a situation 10 years in on a situation that where you feel like
You
you're
know,
being
when you're
10 years
drugged,
in.
so, you know, 10
still.
years fly like days.
I know, but still in,
Right.
and then at 10
But
years
because
you want
you're
$50
insecure
million.
of your gift,
It's
all the secure talent left.
But do you
This is-
think that it sort of breeds that there was this desire to not have people feel confident in who they were and
They
being able
had
to
no
shine?
business in show business. They don't do anything.
Right. Exactly.
They're
Tell it.
pimps.
Yes.
You have no business in show business. It was a time, you and I know, excuse me, everybody's always been what they are, but they had a passion for entertainment.
Yeah, you did. And you worked for it.
You go Barry Gordy, I don't know what he did.
Worked for it.
But he had a passion
Right.
for music, for entertainment.
That's right.
You talk about the Warner Brothers, Mo and them. They had a passion for entertainment. We see these companies like Warner Brothers, and these were real people
Right.
that built these
They
companies.
did.
They were crazy. They did their thing, whatever it was, but they had a passion for this entertainment. These people don't. Any one of those executives could have written a movie, a song. They knew what they were doing. These people don't. They're just out here like, yeah, you can sing. Come on, I'll get somebody to do a beat for you. And I get the baddest guy that's got the newest thing. Where,
Can they sing?
Quincy Jones can play the horn
Exactly.
and write charts. You can't just be in show business and just steal and steal and steal and steal and steal and I mean, excuse me, our
Sorry.
word.
Allegedly.
I'm saying for real. You
Really,
can't, I
but
mean,
yeah,
it's gonna happen.
It all catches up to you in the end.
catches up
It
to you.
really will. Anything you do in life, people, you think you're getting away with it. And years down
to
the
life.
line, a lot of these entertainers are people going way back, digging out dirt, and it's catching up. So people should
I
try
just-
to lead the best life they can. But
To the younger ones, that's what we
Sure.
were talking about.
Yeah.
It's like stand on your gift, and then you don't have to lay nowhere else.
Hiller,
Right. There's a message right there.
amen to that one.
But it's true. And
Yeah.
go ahead.
But I'm with it. It's a dog eat dog world. But you played Billie
Billie
Holiday in the movie
Malcolm X.
Malcolm X. Did y'all know that? She played Billie Holiday in the movie Malcolm X.
How did that come about?
Oh my gosh! Yeah.
Oh wow! Casting director Robbie Reed. Yes,
Yes,
she's
Robbie.
a good friend. I love Robbie.
Yep,
As a matter of fact, I have to go over there today. It's her son's birthday.
Oh, that's
Sure.
right.
I introduced her to my producer, Lamel Humes.
Oh, right.
Lamel wrote "Come Share My Love," "Ain't Nobody Like You." He produced "Imagination" and several other songs. We were very good friends.
Yeah, I was at
So,
that wedding.
That's how I met Robbie. She called me in for the audition or to see me or something for Billie Holiday. And then she joined,
You've done some other acting parts.
Sure.
have you not?
I think Poetic Justice.
Oh, Poetic Justice. Now, how did that come about?
Robbie.
Robbie
it's-
too.
it
I
was-
know Robbie too. Come on, she hooked me up
Well,
one time. I got to
also-
call
But the
Robbie
singing
again.
part is the big piece.
John Singleton was a big fan. He was a kid
So there you go.
at that time. He was in college, and he's like, "I want to meet Miki," and we had hung out a couple times. She and I and him and all of us. And he's like, you got to be in the movie. You've got to be in the movie. I was like, okay, I'll be in the movie. I want to be in the movie.
Now, what part did you play in there?
Maxine, I played a hairdresser.
Okay. I haven't seen it in such a while.
Yeah,
Gotta go
it's
back and
so,
look
my
now.
kids they get excited.
Yeah, they should, because that is a classic movie for
For the- yeah, it
all
is.
of them. Malcolm X and everything. It's great to be associated with that kind of movie and classics and everything.
Yeah.
Talk to us about sort of just choosing some of your music and some of the things you hope to communicate through it.
Well, some of the music from the 80s and, back in the day, it was just about love and my feelings And because I grew up with that, you know, it was a natural progression from just singing and hear my mom and them singing the gospel. And it's like, I don't want to sing gospel because I'm not a good gospel singer. You know, I start crying. In the Lord. I can't do it. It's just,
You get so filled.
it's
with
just
it.
I just start crying and everything. But with the expression of, I first was singing about the kind of love I wanted to be in. Like, it's the, you know, the, come share my loves and all this. And then I was thinking about the love I thought I was in, you know, and then songs grow around you. As for instance, Love Under New Management is growing around me, and even Ain't Nobody Like You in terms of spirituality, because you grow up.
Yes.
Audiences don't want you to grow up. They want you to, I'm not gonna be 27 and tell me, oh, you love me, pick me. I was a pick me.
Right.
As a young, I just oh God, yes, and it changes. And then, you know, like everything, Love Under New Management, I can never give the management of any part of me to a man, any on two legs, except God and Christ, the Christ consciousness.
That's true.
That's it, and that's why I say Love Under New Management from now,
Right.
and not in terms of, you know, this guy's going to change everything and make everything okay, because it's not going to happen.
Yeah. We know God's going to be there. We definitely
God
gonna
has
be
been
under
there.
His management at all times.
The best thing in
Everything
my
else will
life
come. Everything else will
were the
come.
worst days of my life, were the best days of my life, because of God. When people were out there talking about and saying, oh, she's this, she's that, she's broke, she's this and that, you know, that, keep that, man, I had no idea. I was just like, you know, no work this week, no work that, well, let's have some fun. The kids and I, we had a ball. I was there for the children.
Right.
And I got to have a life still. When all of this stuff was going on with an artist that you, allegedly, I was still young, 35 and 40, and being kicked out with 3 children out of, you know, the show business, and they not going to help you, and you're this and you don't that. But I was being blessed hand over fist. I had no idea. But that's where God is located, in the valley.
That's right.
Yes,
What doesn't
absolutely.
kill you,
That's
make you
another message.
stronger.
Yeah.
Boy,
It was in
boy.
the valley that I smiled the most. I ran around with the children the most. I walked everywhere. I didn't have a car for 18 years.
What? Really?
I was one of the kids that always hung out with my kids, and we all, you know, like I always had kids over, and they were growing up. I love teenagers; they're so fun,
Yeah.
because they're willing to do whatever. And it's just like, oh, okay.
Then
So,
some.
and they were, he was still over. He called. He said, my mom want to talk to you about doing a movie about your life. I was like, oh, come on now. I'm like, I've
playing.
accepted my fate. Okay, I've accepted it. Oh, you messed up. Okay, you're done. Enjoy your life. Okay, I'm accepting my fate.
I walked away.
Yeah, just leave it alone.
Right.
So, and I said, what? The kid was like, yeah. So I talked to his mom, and yeah, okay. So we did the movie. I didn't get to see everything about making it, and I made a wonderful friend, Christine Swanson, who directed the movie. Kathy Hughes' son and her, they greenlit the movie. They spent the money to make, it was just so fun. And I was so thrilled. I was like, get out of here, this is so fun. And the next thing I know, it's like, we got a gig, and then I'm trying to do the work.
Right.
Go do the work. It's fun, and you make more money, then you got to spend more money.
That's right.
Right.
It
And then
is.
you need this and you need
It's
that.
a
And
vicious circle, cycle, but
Right.
it's fun and it's exciting.
It's a
Sound like you've
blessing.
had
Now, but
wonderful,
that
exciting
transition, because you're asking me about singing, why and how, it transitioned me into spreading the word of your spiritual blessings,
Yes.
and that, the valleys are fun. That's where you crawl on the floor and get the apples. You pick the fruit off the floor. You don't have to climb the tree. And sometimes you go past the tree, you can't even get the fruit anymore. You're sitting on top of the mountain by yourself.
Good point.
You're hoping not to roll down. Oh, It's like, but the valley was so good
Sure.
that it's now made. And I did walk back up.
Yep.
I walked back up that slope, and it was all great. It was great. And then you see, like, you see people for who and what they are.
That's right.
And then once you realize that you need yourself, you need God,
Yes.
the Spirit,
Right.
You need a good one. You need the Christ consciousness in your life, and everything else is gravy.
That's right. That's what they say when you know who your friends or people
Right.
are. When
Truly
you're
are.
down at your lowest,
Right.
are they around? They're going to always be there at the top. We know and have experienced
Sure,
that. In this
yeah.
industry,
Absolutely.
boy, it
Sure.
is about your fame and low and highs
Mm.
and people that are around you. Most of them aren't really your friends. They're fake, or either they just want to be around you
Right. Why you doing
you
well?
are this person, that person, and all that. But you truly do find out who your friends are.
Right.
And then coming up and having you be at this wonderful, beautiful part of your life right now is so rewarding.
Exciting.
I know it's like some of
Sure.
the best years
Close
of
to
my
home.
life right
Sure.
now, the older I get.
Coming
The
close to
Lord
home.
knows if I
Sure.
wrote a book, ooh,
Could be some
You
stories to
better
tell.
write it.
I know, I'm going to write it. I'm going to write it. One day.
I've been writing a book for a while, and then something else happens.
Yeah.
When you think it's okay, well,
It's difficult. I actually wrote a book. Mine was just backstage at The Price is Right.
Right.
Memoirs of a
Barbara
Barker Beauty, about my 10 years on that show that encompassed some of my past, my life, that kind of brought me to the point I was at on The Price is Right, but not really my life story. But I'm saying that to say it definitely does take a lot to
Yes.
sit down and write a book. But I always encourage people, write
Right.
it. Or speak it. You don't even have to write literally right now.
Right. You dictate
Talking
it.
to your phone if you're somewhere. I used to take notes if I was out somewhere and a thought would come to me. I don't care if I was high, drunk, or whatever. I was, I remember that time. Oh, and then you got to
It came
put that. You got to put that in there now. If
Spirit
you
of
don't write a
lucidity.
book, then write a book. Tell everything, okay? Just anything. Or talking to the phone and just something.
Save it.
Just
Right.
all those things. And you don't have to do it in chronological order. I learned
Right.
that too.
Sure.
Some people just get, when they talk about writer's block and everything, well, you ain't a writer, so you don't have no block. You're just a blockhead right now, okay?
Just put it down.
But just keep flowing every time you think about it, lay down any little thing. Put it down there, and it'll all will come together.
thank you. I'm gonna take that advice.
Please
Thank you,
do.
too.
And just give me some credit on the book.
And thank you.
And 10% of course.
Seriously, you should, please.
Thank you.
I wanted to tease out one of those points that you brought up, though, because this has always been something that the church has struggled with, the fact that some artists will leave or some artists really don't like to perform gospel music, but still be accepted, and then go into the world, and then things may not work out. How do you feel people or artists should help reconcile that?
I grew up listening to the fact that Sam Cooke was murdered. And from the gospel world, that was like, yeah, I see that because he was singing that, yeah.
It's
You
not
know,
that
and
devil
the
music.
last song was "The Change Is Gonna Come," and they still none of them. You ain't never heard a gospel artist sing "The Change Is Gonna Come." I mean, really, because back then, they were all like, "Ah, yeah, the change is gonna come." You singing that song,
Yeah.
Well, my mother and father were like, my mother did not want me in show business like this. No, she was like, "Oh Lord God, help the Lord Jesus."
Save her.
Right.
And my father was like, "Yeah, you're gonna be big as Jesus. I can feel it right now. I had a dream. He was so big,
Oh, that's right.
For it. He was
Somebody was for it, really.
yeah. My mother wasn't like against. She didn't want me singing. She felt like I had much more to offer.
She didn't want you singing at all, or just secular music or
No,
regular
no
music
singing.
or whatever. None. Oh, whatsoever.
No, she didn't.
You're
want
from a
that.
singing family. What did she think?
Exactly. People say generational curses, and they always think of it as something bad.
Now, when that money started rolling in,
That's
Mama was
generational.
around. Okay, I
Right,
think
sorry,
Mama
I
will be
said
very
no.
proud right now. No, she's looking down. She's proud.
I think it should be a balance of everything, of doing because you love and have a passion, and you can't pay me for this. When you think you can get paid for it, you can't pay me for this. All you can do is help me keep being able to do this for you. This is a service.
Right, that's true.
I perform a service.
That is very
People
true.
always like to say to me, "Hello, Queen. Queen, I'm not Queen. I'm your servant. You're the Queen. I'm here to serve you. You're the queens. You're the ones that go out here and make the world work. You're the queens and kings. I'm your servant.
I like how you put that.
And you pay me like so I can continue to serve you. That's it. And then at the end of the day, and hopefully have enough to, you know, have a good buy.
Right.
And I've done my work, and I don't fear any of that because that's my job. That's what I'm here for. And once I know that. And the thing about that I'm fussing about the people that don't belong in this business.
Who don't have that perspective.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Have kept you all from your healing. And that's part of the bad guy. That's part of the bad part of the
That's
system.
the influence.
I tell people, you know, they always the devil, Satan, and this and that. Satan is the conglomeration of badness, and it doesn't have any power. It has a
in many
system.
forms. It comes in many forms.
It has a system.
Right, there you go.
It has a hierarchy. They got little ones just like flies that you always got to be fighting off. But you got to know the scripture says, resist him and he'll flee from you.
Sometimes you don't see him coming.
Oh, you never see him coming.
Yeah. Right, that's right.
You ain't never see him coming.
Right, that's
Everybody, look in the scripture, it says, every time an angel or benevolent creature shows up, it says, you got to say, don't be afraid.
Sure.
The devil ain't never said that.
Right.
You ain't scared of him when he show up. He show up like money.
Right.
He show up like this and that. He show up like, you'll never think I'm the devil.
Right.
You'll never think he's the devil. And once you get out of it, you go, oh my God.
Right. What did I get
I have
myself
done
into?
that. I have been like, I was in the demon's mouth. He was right here.
How did I let that happen? What happened to me? I was overwhelmed.
Oh my! I said that too. I said to God, I said, why would you let that happen to me?
Sure.
You know, he's like, I didn't do that. You did that.
Right, that's right.
You went there. I just didn't let it kill you, because that's his purpose. It's to kill you and to kill your purpose and your heart and your goals and all. This is. It's not real. It's not real.
And there's a sermon in there.
I'm sorry.
No.
I apologize.
No, don't. This is so helpful to hear, because I think next, as a parent, because you've been there yourself, what is that way to help so kids' careers that this is where they want to go? How do we
I tell y'all, like,
steer?
listen, I did all that. I'm gonna tell you, we're generations into this business. Okay, you got shit coming. Excuse me.
Right, that's right.
Enjoy yourself. This is a hobby. Do what you want to do. You know, people get a hold of your children. You see, in show business, they think they're gonna make them the next you. You know what I'm saying? And they've gotten a hold of even all my kids, and I'll be like, yeah, okay, y'all know. Keep playing with mine if you want to.
Right.
First of all, they got a prayer.
Yeah, that's right. They do. Trust. I have some children. My son's
On top of
entertainer.
them, yeah. And they're like, yeah, your son, your daughter, yeah, okay. But I'm so grateful. They speak well of me. They love me. I love them. They are young people growing up in a very difficult world. And they've managed to have integrity. They've managed to be, you know, very careful. I have 4 grandchildren. Each one has kid has 1 child. They got married. They right. They're proper kids.
Good,
And
good for you. I love it.
they're not in jail or nothing yet, or haven't killed anybody
That
yet.
all right?
You don't know what might happen.
I know. Tell me about it.
But today,
It's like as of today. You know, you can never say what your children this or that, but I do not encourage them.
How old are your children, by the way?
42, 38, and 33. I have a 19-year-old granddaughter. She'll soon be 20 next week.
Oh,
Yeah, all the way down to 4 years old.
good.
wow.
And it's the most exciting thing in my life.
I love
Yeah.
I'm like,
my
my granddaughter,
grandchildren.
we raised her so well. I'm like, she should be over here. I'll be like, hey, my grandma, give me the car. Ain't nobody never there. Ain't nobody never driving the car. She don't do none of that. She's just a nice young lady, does her work. She's like, no, I don't want to go anywhere. I'm like, what's wrong with you?
Really? That my grandchild?
Yeah.
She didn't get that from me.
I was just like, well, okay. Because one day it's going to strike her.
Right. Good for her.
Absolutely.
Wonderful.
Our show's called Music and Medicine. When you hear those words, since your music has been so much medicine for us, how does it speak to you?
Wow, it is medicine. I just posted the other day on my social media that I'm a healer. And I was just telling you, we either sing in my family or we're nurses. And it's the same thing. And people are now getting into frequencies and how that frequencies heal and everything. I'm like, oh my God, that's what this is. That's what this is.
That is right. It is.
We
were just talking about that a little earlier with one of our other guests, Paul Jackson Jr., and about how healing was so instrumental. His father's in a nursing home, and he couldn't really speak, and they played a favorite song of his, and the nurse asked, "Did you like that?" He said, "Yes." And you know, it's very moving. And we were talking about having babies, when the child is still in the womb, playing the right kind of music that's soothing to them, so they hear it. They hear everything. And people who are incapacitated or laying still, even our families of people who are older, especially, that you think maybe are not responding to you for some reason, if they've had a stroke or ill, and playing the right kind of music, you can just see it move. You can see their faces, you know, and music is so instrumental. And I was saying earlier too, a lot of singers and people, they think they're not role models.
Right.
But in essence, once you get out there and you start making money and getting people's monies and doing stuff, they're kids. People look up to you. You know, you just have to make sure that you're following the right kind of person out there if they're going to do the right thing and make the right path to lead down. Because otherwise, you know,
Girl.
it can be damaging to your soul.
Girl,
which
my
make you
granddaughter.
sick.
I want to do Megan Thee Stallion for Halloween. First of all, I don't even get down with Halloween. Second of all, I was like, okay. You know, and then we've got Cardi B, and we're all excited, and I love Cardi B. I loved her on her. I used to watch all that stuff because I couldn't talk to my kids without it. You know, the kids and the grandkids, we said, what are we talking about? Cardi B, all the way loving hip-hop, all of that from all those days. And then, you know, I was really destroyed when I saw the behavior of the housewives, a lot of it, because it was the first time, and you know, like I do, that we had our environment as far as African American women, upscale, how we live, what we do. I was so excited. Oh, and they're so pretty. Oh, and look what they have won. Oh my God, they got the house. She don't drink. What they do that? It was a drink, and then they were blah blah blah, and they're fighting, and then I couldn't watch it. And I was so disappointed. No shade to anybody, because do not come for me. You don't want no smoke, and I don't want to eye you.
Yeah, right. Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying.
Right.
We had never had that.
Right.
It was like,
that's true. Right?
and it was disappointing for us. Not like now, you can watch Truman Capote, his show about the wives. We know what that life is like. We know what the Jackie Kennedys, and we know what, you know, when they had Falcon Crest, and we know when they had Dallas.
Dallas, right.
We saw how these women live, and then they had the Beverly Hills wives in the Orange County, and they have their little stuff and everything. But we never saw us. We never saw us before with money and with prestige, and we expected so much from these ladies. I was like,
our society just feeds right into all the drama and the trauma. That's the bottom basic line.
The
Everybody
role
wants
model
to see it.
situation. Like even you are known as one of our sex symbols. In a good way.
Right.
Do you know what I'm saying? Cardi B, Megan Thee Stallion, Saweetie, she's so pretty. And there's another, the young red girl.
Oh yeah, Kylie. I think his name's like Kylie. Right?
Something red. Sexy red. Sexy.
Okay.
I know what all they booty hoes look like, and I shouldn't. I should not.
I know that.
I have never changed their diapers.
Right. They're not my children.
I know, really.
I don't look at nothing on. I mean, and that means it's in general public.
It's too much. Sheesh, girl, it is.
I'm not supposed to know that. I'm 63 years old.
Some stuff should not be seen.
You can't.
I
What?
don't need to. Right. Not at this point.
Cardi B, I want to go over there and tell her, you need some medical attention. Because you're too tight. Your shit too tight. It's too tight. It's too tight. Like, back in the day, we would have bled you. See,
I know, that's right.
no, she is.
I know.
That's a sign of toxicity, isn't it?
Yes,
That
you're
is
right.
toxicity,
Sure.
which leads to the
She has too much chemicals in her body, and we can see it on the outside of her body. So what do y'all think is going on the inside?
Right.
And it's not a concern about, oh, you sure, girl, we done all seen all of that. It's no big deal. What the big deal is what you look toxic. The
You're
glue
taking
in
care
your
of
head.
yourself. Right.
Your boobs look like they're about to pop off.
I know, my
Her
God,
whole
tell
body
me about
looks
it.
swollen.
Ooh,
And I'm not talking bad. I'm talking like Auntie Mickey, boo.
Right.
If you was my niece, I would tell you. If I knew you, I would say, baby, we know we need to go get detoxed. Something needs to happen. Because you're swollen. Megan Thee Stallion lost her mother. I lost my mom as a teenager. A young woman. My mother wasn't here for this success. And I can't tell you. No. And I have DM'd her. If you ever need to talk. If you ever want to, I lost my mother. I understand. If you ever need to, and I know. I've been in this business 45 years. You know what I'm saying? I know what this looks like. I know what's happening to you. I drunk myself into a hole. Mickey, alcoholic. Well, that's all I knew. I know what that is. I'm looking at. But they don't talk to the older ladies, mature women, and say, and they would never take our advice.
Nope.
Because they say, you're not successful. You don't have, bitch, you wasn't here when I had millions.
Sure.
I had 2-3 Rolls Royces.
It's a race for who can
It
take
comes
them
and it goes.
Right. That's industry.
You get a $200 million house, you expect to really keep it for 33 years?
Right. Sure. Right.
Nobody's telling them. And they all, and it's good to dream. I love a dream. It's so great. But we're talking about as far as them being role models. That's not what they are. They're a model that rolls.
There you go.
It's a total different thing.
It is. It is.
And the role models, people say, you don't model yourself after me, but I can show you the way. And when your path gets to this fork, you might have to ask somebody else. But we're here for you.
Right.
We're you don't want to listen to the mothers and aunties and stuff like that. You don't know how fine I was in my youth, baby. You can't touch me. I couldn't walk in a room.
Right.
The whole room was quiet. Okay? People would be my friends. They think their husbands don't like me. I don't know what their husband said when I wasn't around. Let Mickey show it. She what? I didn't say that.
I didn't say
Stuff like that goes on. So, they don't know that. So they think you just an old lady now. Yeah. Shut up, old lady. Okay, you better hope you get to be an old lady.
That's right.
Because, honey, you better know. It started out one way. I wasn't sure. You better find out what happened to pretty girls. They don't know that.
They gonna learn the hard
They don't
way.
know that. And when they always think, like the girl that was on the show, that the big back, they say the big back black girl that had the 50. You know what I'm talking about?
Which one? On what show was that?
Who the heck did I marry?
Oh, okay. I
Why
didn't see
That
any
Get
of
Married?
those. I didn't watch a lot of those.
I couldn't watch it long.
couldn't.
I already know. You watch 3 sentences, you know what
know what's
happened.
next.
Oh, okay. Yeah. It happens. Go on about your business. But you can't tell them nothing.
Yeah, and once again, because you said some things that are out there in the music and stuff, when we're talking about the medicine part, really getting back to that, and the toxicity,
Yeah.
and people don't understand how
Even
our
the
bodies
negative
and
words.
health are
Right.
affected by music, so affected by music, either good suit. That's why you have the different genres of different types of music to put you in the mood. Like they say, you want to get in the mood for this, make mood for love. You want to get in the mood for running. You want to get in the mood for jogging. You want to get in the mood for dancing and partying and slow it down, a slow grind, a little dance or something. It's all with music, and it all has to do with your essence and thinking and how important music really penetrates into our brain, and what we're hearing has an effect on our bodies. Music can heal, and music can make you sick too. Music can damage
So it
your
should be
body
positive.
and
Should
your
be
whole
positive.
essence.
It should, yeah. I mean, we have music is there for different whatever you need. Sometimes you need a positive,
That's right.
and sometimes you need somebody to be negative with you down here on the ground, like
Right.
Willow, wait for
Drown
me.
Right.
Yeah, man.
That's right.
Sometimes you need that. You gotta have that. And sometimes you need, Oh my gosh, my favorite is Shackles Off My Feet So I Can Dance by
Yes, right.
Mary.
Mary,
Honey, you
Mary,
can put that
sure.
right now. Honey. I'll start
sure.
crying
Sure.
and dancing and feeling good.
Yes, yes.
You know, sometimes you need the testimony of words that you can't say, but things that you feel. And most of all, I find it just says, you're not alone. I feel it too.
Right. I can
know,
relate.
That's right.
Especially those words that guys used to sing the love songs.
Real words.
Some
Real
of the great
time.
words in those songs.
Real
if you
sincere.
Really listen to them.
And then guys say, we don't know how they feel. No, we don't. Because you always say, I want to bang the hoe up against the wall. I got that. I got that.
That part, right. What
I
else?
wanna bang you too. Against the wall, that could be cool. But after we finish banging, is it something?
Is there any
Ooh,
substance?
and worse.
Is it something we gonna do after that? Because if it's just like a wash up and go home thing,
Yeah.
Right. That's okay.
I'm gonna need.
Yeah,
You
right.
know, I
But
wanna
my
go
son said, well, they
That's
got
okay.
got
museum or something.
Right, something.
in between the
Exactly.
sheets.
Right,
That's
something
something
else.
different. How we say, in, you know,
Right,
the
right.
Isley brothers,
Right.
you know, making love in between
Well, they
More
don't have
sheets.
passion.
songs
That's
that-
different than you know what they
don't
doing
talk
now
about
bang.
loving women
Right. And more respect.
like
don't.
we used to.
It's all
No
effing,
respect. 'Cause what's the respect?
effing,
Right.
sucking, this and
Right.
that, and all that. I've heard some lyrics on there, and Lord knows I can curse. I've heard some words on there that make me want to just plug my ears up. If I heard another N word or MF word on a song, and
Right.
it's offensive too, especially if you're out
Doesn't
somewhere and people playing the music and you're at the gas station or something, or you're at an event, and it's like a mixed crowd and they saying all these words. It's uncomfortable.
Right.
And
I
it's
don't even
offensive.
know what they're
Inappropriate.
saying except for the curse word.
Me, that's all you hear.
Yeah, I
know, right.
I don't know what is that
It's
English?
horrible. I know,
thought
I don't
had
get
a
it.
stroke the
I
other
don't
day.
get it.
I don't know what Cardi B said after the first two lines. I was like, okay, something about somebody a bitch like me. First of all,
You're not.
no,
Do
she's
you know
not.
the lyrics? Do you know the lyrics?
No, I
I
don't know the
thought
lyrics.
you
I
about
said,
to receive-
no, I was going
recite.
to
No, you're
say
not
she's
gonna
not,
bitch like Mimi.
Right.
They almost had me saying that one time. Like, and a bitch like
No.
Right.
I can't say that.
Rewind.
It doesn't fit.
I know it. All the,
It doesn't
it's-
fit. My girlfriend made T-shirts that said some crazy stuff like that. I ain't wearing it. Call me a bitch if you want to. I might be okay with it because I'll be in my mind. I just go, okay, yeah, that's where they at. They located.
that's where they're
I'm
making
not-
that money too.
and I
off that
keep it
stuff.
going unless I can't. I'm gonna just move on. I'm not gonna. You call, child. I got to go home. If I'm,
That's it.
That's why you're around to make more healing music, and we expect more healing music from you because your voice is beautiful. You're beautiful. The sound is unique, and we look forward to more healing music from you.
I have a new record.
Oh,
It's
cool.
called
That's okay.
Miha. Miha, and it just means sister. Because I lost all my sisters, except for two on my father's side.
Wow, I know it's tough. Siblings, it's tough. I've lost two brothers. It's tough.
It's
It's
like,
harder than losing a parent. Outside of child, siblings, you know, because siblings, you're closer than the parent than you're to parents most of the time because you're same blood. It's tough, siblings.
yeah, when you see other people don't get along with their siblings and stuff, you just go,
It's tough.
man, if you only knew, you know, if you only knew, that's it's serious. And, I mean, yeah, some people got little issues or whatever.
That's it. But
Narcissists or weird ass stuff going on. Leave that shit alone. And just send them a card. Love you.
Right.
Anyway.
You know what I mean?
From afar.
Yeah, because but I miss my sisters. I miss my family. I'm the youngest, and I'm old now. It's like, you know, so they all gone. Most of them. It's terrible.
It is. Tell me. Anyway, so
On that note, what is it you hope people will hear and take away from your music? More
I
than
hope
that
they
negative
hear their
beat?
feelings, and I hope they know they're not alone. They're not alone, and that's what when you sell records, and they go, "This is a hit." It's extra great because it means 1 million people got the message,
Right.
or 10 million people got the message.
go.
It resonates with them, and that's the most exciting thing that you can do, in my mind, in my world. You know, I was like, yeah.
that's right. Absolutely. We're looking for it.
Sure. Absolutely. That's
We're
it.
excited
We
about
are. Looking forward to hearing from you. Will you favor us with a selection? Miss
I
Howard.
guess so.
Bless us tonight up
I'm
in
gonna
here.
try.
Hallelujah. Can we get a hand? Can we get a hand? She gonna bless us up in here. Y'all are fortunate to be here today.
I might want to change my song.
Well, whatever.
It's a good one, the Abby Lincoln song.
We'll be right back with Miki Howard.
Think about the life I live, a figure made of clay, and I think about the things I lost, all the things I gave away. And when I'm in a certain mood, I search the house and look. One night I found these special words in a special book. Throw it away, throw it away. Give your love, live your life, each and every day, and keep your hands wide open. Let the sun shine through. You can never lose a thing if it belongs to you. You see, there's a hand that rocks the cradle and a hand to help us stand with a gentle kind of motion as it moves across the land. But the hands unclenched and open, gifts of life and love it brings. Keep your hands wide open in case you need anything. Throw it away, throw it away. Give your love, live your life, each and every day, and keep your hands wide open. Let the sun shine through. You'll never lose a thing if it belongs to you. Keep your hands wide open. Let the sun shine through. You'll never lose a thing if it belongs to you. Oh, throw it away, throw it away. Give your love, live your life each and every day. Keep your hands wide open. Let the sun shine through. You really won't lose a thing if it belongs to you. You'll never lose a thing if it belongs to you. You will never lose a thing if it belongs to you. Give your love, live your life, each and every day. Whoa, whoa, whoa. long.